All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got coming up a singles match.
All right, we are back to the action here, guys. We had a brief 10-minute intermission there between matches. Our next lineup, our next match here is going to be Kyle Yates.
Coming out of the western sector from St. George's, Utah, Mr. Rob Davidson.
All right, I just wanted to give Byron a quick second to introduce all the players right there. You've got Kyle Yates and Rob Davidson going head-to-head here in a great singles matchup. This should prove to be very entertaining.
Gentlemen, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Rob Davidson is quite a fighter. Very
What a
nice.
great passing shot.
Rob Davidson is a very focused player
1-2.
and quite the gentleman off the court, that is for sure.
He's a great guy for sure. Oh, that's
man.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it was just great anticipation and cut it off.
2-0.
An early lead for Rob Davidson here against Kyle Yates, the number 3 global pickleball ranking player in the world. He's only behind Ben Johns at number 2 and Tyson McGuffin at number 1.
I thought Rob was going to go cross court on that one of the next to the last shot, and he went back down the line. Kyle read that, anticipated, and cut it off. Put it away.
I think it's important to note that this is Kyle's first match of the whole day. He's been handling personal errands, hanging out, doing whatever he does, and he's going to take a few points maybe to get loose, get warmed up good. But I can promise you this, once he gets sweating and gets going, man, he is an absolute beast on the court. And he's coming up against a Goliath in our sport in singles and doubles, Rob Davidson. So this is going to be a lot of fun points being played out in front of us here.
Point.
Yeah, just a little slip in concentration there.
1-2.
Oh, that's a great go behind the person. So the instinct is to go cross court, which Kyle was reading, and Rob went behind him down the line. So it was a great put away by Rob.
Here early, Rob out to the early lead, 2-1.
That's beautiful.
Looking very sharp right now, very sharp. 3-1.
3-1.
Well, obviously I am a Selkirk pro and player, and great paddles. I do get to feel a lot of different paddles out on the market just to test and kind of see what's out there. I have played with the Temper paddle, the TMPR, which Rob Davidson is playing with, a particular model, and it's a great feeling paddle. So obviously it feels like a Paddletek because it's designed by one of the Paddletek people that used to work for the company, and so they've done a great job.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
Yeah, and I've been seeing more and more temper paddles in players' hands lately. It seems like certain pockets of the country, a lot of players use it. So it's obviously quality. And Rob choosing to go with temper, and he's also got a shirt on that says Rally Pickleball. So that's his new business venture.
Rally Pickleball. That's correct. Yeah. I'll be doing a camp with Rob in New Jersey in June.
Very
I
cool.
think 17th through the 20th with
That's
his
awesome.
rally camps. Now that he's switched over from Level Up, but he got it. Yeah, right on that. Either inside the line or right on it.
I think Kyle was prepared to call that out, but then when he realized,
wanted to.
yeah, he realized
Really
it
wanted to
dropped.
call it out.
But that's the sportsmanship you do see at this level. Is like, if it's close like that, they're gonna give it to him most of the time. Benefit of the doubt, basically.
Oh, very loose. I think Kyle's movement kind of made him kind of shudder at the last minute on that particular shot.
A second missed return to give Kyle 2 of his 3 points here early.
Yep. That's the second service return into the net. A service return leads to an instant point. So
Oh, wow. Kyle will keep that ball coming back over the net and making Rob hit one more, and it proved to be a success for Kyle there.
That's the keep it going one more ball rule. That's
his inside out. Kyle's kind of known for that shot. He kind of gets around that backhand and hits that forehand inside out past his opponents.
Yeah, it's a pretty shot. And it didn't really have that much pace on it. So it kind of leaps over the net.
I agree. Yeah, he's just so good at that shot right there. He's been doing it all event long. A quick turnaround here. Oh, Rob almost getting back to it. Rob's got a pretty good length at probably 6'1", 6'2", and he was almost able to get a paddle on that.
Yeah. If you watch Ben Johns, if you watch Kyle Yates, if you watch Tyson McGuffin when they play, they do that slow roll, go behind the player shot as if what you saw just happen with Rob. It's still great playing.
All right, if you look on the screen, guys, if you're watching this live event, if you're just joining us, we want to be informative with you guys and let you know that when you see these player rankings, the GPR is the Global Pickleball Ranking System. Below Rob Davidson's name is the ranking in red. It's number 11 in the world in the Global Pickleball Ranking System. And then Kyle Yates, like I mentioned earlier, is sitting at number 3, only behind number 2 Ben Johns and number 1 Tyson McGuffin. So Tyson was actually here last night. He came in and man, he absolutely lit the place up. That dude is on fire coming to the U.S. Open right now.
He's kind of known for that. He has a great training regimen. He's a very dedicated pickleball player and has a very dedicated workout regimen. So he is absolutely the Energizer Bunny, and he can go forever.
Man, he's always had good endurance and stamina, but it feels like over the last maybe 8 to 10 months, a year, he's just really ramped up that intensity with that. And man, he's peaking right at the right time right now during the U.S. Open. Ooh, good cat and mouse game going on right here between Rob and Kyle. Wow.
That is using the pickleball court and extreme angles and using the entire court. So there's regardless of what exactly the percentages are, there's a third point into the net. Regardless of what the percentages are, there's a saying that says 90% of pickleball is played in 50% of the court, but not at this level. So you see these guys using every bit of the court, and it's pretty amazing to watch.
It's always impressive to watch these guys scatter back and forth from sideline to sideline, playing that cat and mouse game at the highest level in pickleball. I mean, it's just such a fun thing to see.
Kyle anticipated that shot. Rob threw in a little bit of a desperation lob. Still a good strategy, but first one Kyle's seen of the match. So
yeah, it worked for him, didn't it? May not work every time.
That's a great.
Look at that hustle from Rob.
Oh, man.
Ooh, we got it. Oh, boy. Man, that's such good hustle by Rob right there. That actually hit the bar, I think.
11-5.
Yeah, Rob's service return was pretty short. It allowed Kyle to step into that and drive it back down the line.
12-5.
Kyle's anticipating great.
Kyle with a little animated expression there to get the crowd going there.
5-12.
Short serve by Rob. Kyle's right back into it. I tell you what, there's not many people that can get the ball back like Kyle just did over and over and over again.
Wow, look at Kyle giving the respect to Rob Davidson, man. There's just no substitute for hustle. I mean, when you see the grit from these guys is back and forth, going toe-to-toe, head-to-head, battling each point. I mean, it's grueling, isn't it, Randy? I mean, I watched you last year at the U.S. Open battling in that heat, and I mean, it's exhausting, isn't it?
Did you notice, Scott, that I did not sign up for singles this year?
I actually did notice that, Randy. I noticed that, and I was
there's a reason behind that.
I was curious to see if you were going to sign back up for that.
Yeah, that is, and so singles, in my opinion, it's a lot, especially. I'm 54 years old. These guys I remember being 20-something years old and going, and your body just recovers and comes right back
quick, yeah.
You're 54 years old. Your body's going to let you know real quick what's going on. And singles is a lifestyle. So if you want to compete at the top level, you better have a strict training regimen. You're going to train well before an event. And if you want to last and be there till the very end, you're certainly going to have to condition yourself right. You're going to have to hydrate yourself. You're going to have to train. You're going to have to do weights. I enjoy all that. I don't like to lose. I do enjoy
competing.
A nice cold beer,
Absolutely.
So those things don't get to exist if you want to, be number one at this level. Scott Moore actually is probably the most conditioned senior I've ever witnessed.
I agree.
That was a great shot by Rob going behind Kyle.
Talk about what he did right there. It looked like Kyle thought he was going back across the net, and then he put it inside out.
Yeah, typically what you have to hold the ball on your paddle a little bit longer in certain scenarios. So the normal play would have been for Rob to go back cross court, but he just waited just a split second, waited for Kyle to make that move to the inside to the cross court, and then Rob went behind him. So.
Absolutely. Wow, what a passing shot by Kyle right
there.
Great
passing shot. Yeah, this is a game. Pickleball is a game of cat and mouse. It's a game of chess, and the game is just getting more and more powerful every month.
I agree, man, and we're seeing a lot of young, talented tennis players starting to come over and join pickleball.
Make it look so easy.
Gosh, they really do, man. They really do.
I come from tennis, and what I'm seeing, that's a beautiful pass. So it's the exact same. That was a mirror image shot of what Kyle does. Only Rob Davidson just pulled that off. So anytime the ball's in front of you, and in your zone, you can be so much more effective with those shots. There's 2 quick points. Quick points.
Rob bringing it within 3 here, double digits now at 10, and we're just under the 8-minute mark, so plenty of time. He can take his time here, be methodical with it. There's no need to panic or rush, and we're going to see this match played out in front of us live here. It's going to be about who makes these adjustments down the stretch, because they have both been going back and forth, passing each other, misdirect shots, and really, really giving everything they've got here to pull this out for their team. Whoa, what a get. That's great right there.
Yeah. Well, you get into a position where you feel like you have to do so much against a player like Kyle, right? So you're playing other skilled players, and what you normally do just works so well, and you feel like you have to hit so many good angles that it really plays a mind game on you. What I'm referring to is Rob's shots. Rob feels like he has to hit such extreme angles just to get it away from Kyle. And
absolutely.
And it's sometimes hard to keep the ball in the court. If you notice,
look at the gets right there.
Well, yeah, it's amazing watch the court coverage, isn't it?
Man, so amazing. And then to be able to just take about 10 seconds, regroup, and do it again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, if you look on the standings right now, guys, we have a running total here. Team West with 53, and it looks like Team East has 25. So Team East in a little bit of a hole here after 2 days of action, and we're about halfway through day 3. So, each match, Randy, on championship day and day 3 is worth 3 points. So in day 1, a win was worth 1. Day 2, it ramped up a little bit. It's worth 2 points for a win. And in day 3, it's 3 points. So, is it mathematically impossible at this point for them to come back? I think At this point, it's going to be difficult. There's maybe 10 matches left, so that's 30 points. So it's going to be tight. If the East is able to win all the rest of the matches and get 3 points for each one, it's going to be a very, very close down to the wire scenario. So
is that what you're predicting, Scott?
I hope so. As viewers, it's nice to see a
you want to see a close battle.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the competitors, they want to close it out and do what they got to do. They are playing for money, so they're going to be competing hard. But of course, we, as fans, we want to see this come down to the wire. Oh, look at that get by Kyle. But what happened, I think, is Kyle got out there and then he flipped that, but he wasn't able to flip it enough to get by. Yeah,
you'll actually, even a lot of times when you see Kyle playing Tyson, they do that cat and mouse, and Kyle will actually flip that ball completely back cross court, to the far side and get himself back into a neutral position where he can establish himself back at the line. But
all right, so Kyle with control here at 16-10. Just under 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's actually amazing to me to watch.
Wow, what a shot.
To watch Kyle and so many of his serves. If you watch his serve right now, and he serves so many short balls. And, what one thing that you always coach is to have a deep penetrating serve. But at his level, he's able to recover. I actually still think that he could control the points. He could control the points even easier if he would have a deeper penetrating serve. But how do you critique somebody who's number 3 in the world? Right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think there's always some room for improvement on stuff, and I think in singles the serve is even a little more important possibly to setting up your shots. So
that's a very nice shot.
Another nice pass. That's impressive right there.
Well, as instructors, we have different philosophies and we have different theories. I actually think that the serve is the most important shot.
Oh my gosh, he got it! Rob Davidson with the absolute hustle play right there, Randy.
Amazing. We need instant replay on that one. That is what you call a fighting spirit. Don't give up on that point.
No quitting, Rob Davidson.
That is, once again, that is the get one more ball back rule. All right, so Rob has a nice, and he just missed the shot. So if you look at the strategy on the setup, Rob has a very deep penetrating serve down the middle. It created a short return by Kyle Yates, and Rob had the pass. He had the driving shot to go down the line, and he just missed it. But he set the play up nicely.
Absolutely.
So if you're looking at strategy, he set the play up nicely. Kyle, on the other hand, he's, what he does works. But as I was saying earlier, the serve, I believe, is the most important shot of the particular point because it sets up everything that plays out thereafter.
Absolutely.
So if you have a short serve, you're instantly inviting somebody into your kitchen. Come on in, grab a beer, make yourself at home, make a sandwich. So if you have those short serves, for those of you out there, you're instantly allowing your opponent to move forward. So pickleball is all about moving forward, and you want to make your opponents move backwards. People like Kyle, you can't really compare. Kyle, Ben, Tyson, because they can recover. But yeah, there's some great pickleball going on.
Yeah, and Kyle electing to use his timeout just above the 2-minute mark, which is going to bring the clock down to probably around 1:20 possibly. The clock is certainly working against Rob Davidson. I believe at this point, Rob's going to be working to gain more points for his team. So we're still going to see some phenomenal plays, and they're going to play every point out until the clock hits 0 here. And I really think we're going to enjoy some really, really fun points here coming down the stretch.
Well, there's no bigger class act in the game than Rob Davidson. So
I couldn't agree more, man. That guy is just an absolute warrior, but he's just as nice and friendly off the court, and like you said, first class.
He has a very comfortable motorhome I've stayed in at his house, and that was awesome. A beautiful shot in St. George, Utah. So
That didn't go as planned for Kyle, but that's actually really athletic. I've tried that. That's very difficult to do right there, Randy, what he just did.
Inside-out service return?
No, the way he kicked the ball up after the point and tried to catch it. Also, it is just now 19-10, so we do have an incorrect score on the live feed. It's 19-10 for anyone listening over there, 19-10. Kyle's winning.
Kyle went for the big backhand cross court. He's afforded to do that when you're up 19-10.
And it's very possible we might see some trick shots, some sick tricks by Kyle Yates right here. He's always looking for a little window where he can do something fancy and cool. And he's a showman, so it's not a sign of disrespect at all. It's just he likes to entertain the crowd, and he's clearly got this game under control. We'll see if he does anything spectacular for our crowd here. Ooh, he wanted to. That was actually really impressive right there to end the buzzer on that inside out there. Randy, that was a great match. Obviously,
Great
Kyle
match.
had control of that as it came down the stretch. All right, guys, we're back live here with an interview with the number 3 GPR rated player in the world in singles. That's Kyle Yates. Kyle, you're a hometown favorite here in this area. Talk to us about what it took to get that job done against an immense competitor in Rob Davidson.
Well, I played Rob a couple times in singles, so I kind of knew what to expect. I think we both know each other's games pretty well. He came out hot, passed me a few times early. His serve was tough. I tried to stay away from his forehand as much as possible because, he was lighting me up early. I just kept grinding. I know he gave me some freebies, missed a few serve returns. I was trying to mix up my serve as much as possible, throwing some slices, some rolls, some flats, just to kind of throw him off because, like I said, he was lights out early, so I kind of just did whatever I could to throw him out of his game, and then I was able to, get a few good passing shots and pull away.
That's awesome, man. That's a big win for Team East. You guys are not out of the running quite yet. I think if you win all the rest of these matches, you guys have a chance to try to close this gap and make it a fun, interesting ending to this event. So congratulations, Kyle. Big win for Team East. Thanks, guys. And we're going to bring on Rob Davidson next here. All right. We got Rob Davidson. Man, let me tell you something, brother. You have no quit in you. There was a point right there where you were down a few points, more than 3, I remember, and it was Kyle had hit a ball to your back end of here, and you were all the way over this way. I saw another gear from you, and you got to that ball, and Kyle ended up hitting it out. What is it inside of you that you just don't teach that stuff, man?
I mean, singles is such a different game. It was kind of like a little like a singles fire, Some days you got it, some days not. Some matches it can be like on and off in one day, but when it's on, it's a lot of fun playing, win or lose.
That's awesome, man. You guys gave the crowd what they wanted to see, which is an awesome competitive game. Man, you're just such a warrior on and off the court. You're one of the most friendly guys off the court, man. Enjoyed getting to know you this past couple days, and thanks again. We'll see you. Are you done playing, or are you going to be – okay, so Rob is done, and we're going to see you guys just shortly.